Hi, my name is Lance Mohr, and I want to thank you for taking your time to watch this educational video on how to hire a listing agent to sell your home. Now, I've been in this business for years, and I could probably count all the times on my hands on how many sellers actually, or homeowners actually interviewed me for the job. Most of the time I go out and people have no questions. And I have to say, when you're hiring a listing agent to sell your home, you have to take it seriously and you have to take it like an interview. You need to take some time, whether that's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and sit down and ask questions. Put the questions on the piece of paper and see what is important to you. Write them down and ask. That may be 5 questions, it may be 10, it may be 30, but you have to look at it like an interview. Think of when you went out to your job and you got interviewed. They asked you a bunch of questions. You might have even had to come in for sometimes a second interview or third interview, which was even more questions. Well, I would look at it like that, not with all the different interviews, but certainly sit down and write some questions down and see what's important to you. So a couple things I would be looking for. The first thing I would do is I would go to the agent's website and look at the website. A website to a real estate agent is much like a resume. If they don't have a good website, or if they do have a good website, it says a lot about them. On their website, they should have something on there that will say about us, about myself, something like that, where you could read up on them. See how experienced they are. How long have they been in business? And some of the questions you need to write down are, what can you do different than the other agents? How long have you been in business? Do you work with more buyers or do you work with more sellers? Now, I don't think it's a good idea to ever find a real estate agent that works exclusively with sellers. Of course, if you find one, they'll probably tell you different. And the reason I don't think that's a good idea is because they're not going to have a realistic viewpoint on what buyers are actually looking for. So it's a good idea to work with agents that understand both buyers and sellers. And just start writing other questions down. What's important to you? Is showing property on your property on the weekends, is that important? If they have a showing service, is that important? When an inbound call comes in from an agent to look at the property, who's going to take that call? What happens if they're in a meeting? Are you going to miss the appointment? If a buyer calls up, is that call going to be routed directly to you, or is it going to go to your office at 7 o'clock at night and then the office is closed and it goes into Never Never Land? If you call them up, how long are they going to take to call you back? Just a lot of questions you'll want to write down and ask the agent. And over anything else, of course, I think customer service, number one, is key. That's primary to anything, because you're going to be working with an agent what could be a couple, a few, or several months, and you want to definitely have a good working relationship with the agent. But do not overlook marketing. Marketing is imperative. The more the agent markets, and I'm not talking self-promotion, I'm talking actually marketing your home to buyers and other real estate agents. The more the agent markets, the more buyers are going to come into your home, the more offers you're going to get, and the higher the price is going to be. So make sure when you talk to the agent, see what their marketing package is and make sure it's in writing. Agents and people could say anything, but if it's in writing, they're most likely going to do it. I know a lot of agents over the years, and they'll say anything to get the listing, but you need to make sure it's in writing. So ask questions, and then ask some more questions in interview. And if you don't like interviewing face-to-face, just send an email. You might have 15 questions or 20 questions. If you're going to be interviewing 2 agents or 4 agents or 10 agents, just send it out to all 10 of them and ask them and see who comes back. And then maybe you might want to narrow it down to 2 or 3 just to make sure your personalities go together, since you're going to have to work with this person for a number of months. I hope this helps, and I wish you the best of luck. Goodbye.